We have just changed into our first job and were teleported to Prontera South Gate using a warp portal scroll given to us by one of the instructors at the job guild we had chosen. Upon spawning, to our right, we see a guard standing. We decide to approach him to ask for directions. He says, "Oh, you want to go to Prontera? I'm only a guard of Islud, but I heard that Prontera has imposed a curfew recently. If you want to go there, you should enter the city as early as possible, before they close the gates." We reply to him with, "Thanks for the tip." "Oh no, a curfew? But we just arrived here. Where should we go now?" "I hope we can get to Prontera before they close the gates. We have to hurry." On our way to Prontera through the south gate, we are stopped by an encounter. We say to ourselves, "Huh? There seems to be noises up ahead."
Did you think I'd be afraid of being outnumbered? It's time I remind you how powerful Jur is. That hurt! Damn it, that was a cheap shot!
Think you're tough, do you? I'll cut you down myself!
"Damn it, I can't believe you attacked me," says a woman dressed in purple. "What's going on? I think someone needs our help." Right in front of us, we see a woman dressed in purple who looks like she's injured. Among her unknown assailants, men dressed in white, only one remains. Although we are fresh out of the Novice Academy, we try our best to defeat this mysterious leader of this group of men dressed in white who just attacked this unknown female in assassin clothing. We have to be very careful here since he keeps spamming AoE skills, so we need to dodge. "Hang on, I'm almost fully recovered," says the wounded female assassin. "Watch this," says the mysterious leader. "Young man, you can't hurt me." "Adventurer, kill his clone. This was the move that had me confused," says the wounded female assassin. And once we have defeated his clones, he says, "I can't believe you saw through my occult. Looks like you have some skill." Once recovered, the female assassin says, "You shall feel what it's like to be surrounded." After finally defeating the mysterious leader of the men dressed in white, we approach the female assassin. Visibly hurt, she says, "Damn these sneaky vermin, they would never have harmed me in a fair fight. Thank you for your help, adventurer." And we have two options here. We can either ask her, "Are you alright?" or "Who are those people?" If we ask her if she's alright, she says, "I need some hemostaticus to heal the wounds. It can be found nearby. Just one should suffice." We go a few steps to our left where we find a plant called hemostaticus. After picking it up, we go back to the wounded female assassin. "Ah, the bleeding stopped. Thank you, adventurer. My name is Lucy. Pleased to meet you. What is your name?" We can either tell her our name or we can say, "I'm just an adventurer." I think in this case, it would be polite to tell her our name since she told us hers. She says, "You seem like a good person. I want to find out who they are. Will you help me search for anything suspicious on the man in white's body?" Here, we walk over to the body of one of the men in white we had defeated. We search his body, on which we find a white mask. We head back to our friend Lucy, who asks, "Did you find anything?" And we hand over the mask to her. Taking a closer look at the mask, she says, "Just as I expected. They're from the Arunefeld states. Curses." We can ask her, what are the Arunefeld states, if we're not familiar with the geography of Midgard? Or, what's the matter? If we ask her what the Arunefeld states are, she answers, "A country that worships Freya. More and more Arunefeld's people have come to Prontera as of late. It's in your best interests not to know too much. Stay away from the white masked men. Right, were you intending on going to Prontera? We can tell her that we were on our way to the Eden group to report. She tells us, actually, I have an urgent mission to deliver some important items, but I've been heavily wounded. We can offer her our help, or just tell her that she should find a healer. I chose the option that says, "Can I help?" To which she replies with, you seem to be dependable, and a fresh face like you probably won't attract attention. In that case, please take this letter and the white mask you just picked up to Bamph the priest at Prontera Cathedral. Of course he will give you a reward. We can either do it for the reward or say, fine, it happens to be on our way to Eden group. But then she warns us. In all cases, be very careful once you enter the city. These things are extremely important. You must deliver them to Father Bamph. Here, she gives us 2 letters. Help me give this letter with a 2B seal to Bamph. Do not get it wrong. Thank you, adventurer. Again, she expresses her gratitude by saying, thank you, adventurer. Take this letter and white mask to Father Bamph in the cathedral. I'm too heavily wounded. I need to find somewhere to recuperate. Be very careful once you enter the city. Let's part ways here. And then we say to ourselves, strange. There are 2 letters here. Who is the letter with a K for?
Do you feel that we are sometimes manipulated by an invisible force?
Are you trying to break the 4th wall there, Lucy? Anyway, we remember what the guard had told us earlier about the Prontera gates closing due to a curfew. So I think we need to hurry and get inside the city before that happens. Finally! We got here just in time. The gates of Prontera are still open and the guards let us in. But now we're in a new city and it looks really big and intimidating. I don't know where to start. Come on, let's look around.
Huh? Where's my bag? Damn thief! Come back!
What? Someone just took our bag. I think he went that way.
Oh, really? I thought it was gonna be a big haul.
What's this? It looks like a mask. Who's there? Give me back my bag!
What a young and vigorous adventurer. We ought to teach him a good lesson. Who are you? Ouch! Oh, my butt! Run! Hurry!
Why do I feel irritable?
What just happened? There were the guys who stole my backpack, and then there was a woman in white? And where did she go? How could she just disappear like that? We turn around and see the Prontera Knights. A woman with long gray hair stands in the middle and says, "It is due to the Knights' laxity that something like this could happen in Prontera. Please accept my sincere apologies. I forgot to introduce myself. I am Gunnar, a captain of the Knights. Are you hurt, adventurer?" We can either tell her that we lost the white mask entrusted to us by our newfound friend Lucy, ask her who those people were, or complain about Prontera being a dangerous city. I was most interested in finding out who those people were who stole our bag. Gunnar replies with, "They are the Z Gang, a a street gang that operates in Prontera's underbelly. The Knights have arrested many of their members, but due to the existence of the Thief Guild, we can't just capture them all. We can also mention to her that we had lost our white mask. And she replies with, "A white mask that looks like a toy? It was stolen by the Z gang? Those hoodlums are getting worse and worse." We can correct her here and say, "No, it was taken by a female wizard in white robes." "Oh, a wizard in white? The city's been dangerous lately. It could be an exorcist employed by some noble. Where did you get that white mask?" she asks. We can either tell her about Lucy, or tell her that we're in a hurry to the cathedral. Seeing as our newfound friend is injured, and she was just attacked by unknown assailants, I think it would be best not to tell everyone about her. So we tell her our destination. Gunnar says, "The cathedral is in the northwest of Prontera, quite far from here. Take a ride on this Sandrawasi. He's a little afraid of people. Feed him with this bag of nuts." You may remember that in Ragnarok Online, the Sandrawasi is a bird that can be found in Dewata Field. In real life, Sandrawasi is the Indonesian word for bird of paradise, which is a type of bird that can be found in Papua, Eastern Australia, New Guinea, and New Zealand. The Sandrawasi dance is also a Balinese dance inspired by the mating rituals of the bird of paradise. It's a little surprising to find a Sandrawasi bird in Prontera, since Dewata is miles away from Rune Midgards. She says, "Remember to hold tightly to the rope. The wind's pretty strong up there. Don't just watch the scenery. It'll be terrible if you fall." We feed the nuts to the Sandrawasi, grab onto the rope attached to its leg, and it takes us up to the sky. While flying, we think to ourselves, "I lost my mask. That witch dressed in white clothes. Who is she?" As we fly over the majestic city of Prontera, we can admire the lights emanating from the houses and other buildings below us. The Sandrawasi sets us down right in front of the Prontera Cathedral. But before we can enter, we are stopped by a priest called Biscus. "Halt there," he says. "You must have my permission before you can enter the Prontera Cathedral. Where did you come from, young adventurer? What business have you in the cathedral?" We tell him that we're here to see Bamph the priest. "And do you think Father Bamph will grant you an audience? Just like that? Young adventurer, are you aware of the rule?" "Rule? No one told us about any rules." So we ask him, "What rule?" "The rule of the cathedral is, you must first grant Deacon Biscus a boon, or I will teach you a lesson, unruly adventurer." We can either say, "I'll be the one teaching the lesson here," or we can just bribe him and say, "Fine, take some zenny." "Scoundrel, you think you can buy me off with this pittance? Just who do you think I am? Looks like I need to teach you a lesson." "Oh no, I think we're in trouble here." Sneaking around like a heretic. And I think this is out of our hands, but I guess we really have to engage in combat with Father Biscus here. After a few stabs with our novice knife, he says, I give up. All right. I lose. I'm hurt. I can't walk anymore. Please help me up." Since he's got no fight left in him, I think the right thing to do is to help him up. Afterwards, he says that we're a kind person since we decided to help him up even if he treated us horribly. He leads us closer to the entrance when... Ha! Didn't expect that, did you? I could do this all day. This priest deceived us. He was actually just faking it. He wanted to catch us off guard. But in the end, we still prevail. I think Father Biscus got really hurt and ran into the cathedral. Let's follow him. We finally got to the cathedral in one piece. We walk straight ahead and find Father Bamph standing in front of two bookshelves. We approach him and he says, "What happened was caused by my lax teaching. The church's name has been tainted. I will punish him severely. I hope you can forgive us." Was this letter the only thing Lucy asked you to deliver? We can either tell him the truth that there was also a white mask and that we lost it, or we can lie to him and say, "Yes, only a letter." And Father Bamph praises us for being honest. He says, "Good. Honesty is the basic virtue of any adventurer." The letter also mentions a white mask. "The mask is of great importance. I hope you'll be able to bring it back. Of course, I will give you an additional reward. I heard that the Knight Captain Saren came across similar clues when investigating the disappearance of several adventurers. For those of us who have played Ragnarok Online, the name Saren can sound quite familiar, especially if you have been to one certain dungeon." "Who is Saren?" we ask. To which the old priest answers, "A Lord Knight in charge of Prontera's security and a righteous man. However, he is also quite unsociable. Otherwise, he wouldn't only be a captain. I have a good relationship with him. He will definitely be willing to help you." We can either ask him, "Where can I find Saren?" Or, "Can I ask Gunnar for help?" Since it seems that he really wants us to find Saren, we'll go with the first option. The knights can often be found patrolling the city. Try looking for patrolling knights near the cathedral. They may be able to point you in Saren's direction. Bamph replies. With this information in hand, we leave the Prontera Cathedral and go look for Saren. We find a man with white hair, clad in heavy armor, a few steps away from the Prontera Cathedral. When we approach him, he says, "Looking at your getup, you must be an adventurer, citizen." I once dreamt of being an adventurer myself. I am Knight Captain Saren. What is the matter? We tell him that we lost a white mask. A white mask, you say? That has been troubling me too. Reports of people wearing white masks have been increasing lately, and many adventurers have been going missing in the city. I don't think it's a coincidence. The disappearances coincide with the rise of a mysterious organization of white masks whose motives are yet unknown. Furthermore, the masks they wear are made of materials that can't be found here. We ask him, could they be from Runefelds? And then he whispers, "Shh, I have my suspicions too, but we should not draw any conclusions before we have firm evidence. You must know that, due to religious differences, ties between Rune Midgards and the Runefelds are quite delicate. Nevertheless, since we are after the same thing, I believe we can work together. But how did you know about me?" "Aha! Let me guess. It was Father Bamph, right?" And we can tell him the truth that, yes, it was. Or we can tell him that we lost something of his. Saren says, "Father Bamph is a friend of mine, and he was the first to point out the white masks. I trust him absolutely. I will help you to the best of my ability. However, the investigation has run into some difficulties. There's a pub in Prontera called the Indigo Parrot where foreigners from both the Schwarzwald Republic and the Runefelds gather. We have wanted to visit to obtain more information. However, due to the unique status of the knights, we are well known within the city, so we cannot simply walk in." He looks us over. But a new adventurer such as yourself won't attract much attention. Why don't you visit the pub in disguise and try to find out more about the white masks?" We can either agree here or refuse. But there's really no point in refusing, so we agree to his proposition. And when we do, he says, "I knew you would agree. I can see the bravery of a knight in you." The pub is in the southwest of Prontera, next to the King's Chivalry. But the adventurer outfit on you isn't going to help you blend into the bar. Let's put on a disguise first after you get into the bar. After the makeup is done, get in there and find my informant there. He's a waiter working in the bar. Now remember this. He then whispers, "The code word for this operation is Sword of Justice. I repeat, Sword of Justice. Let the operation commence." Sword of Justice. We have to remember that. We make our way to the bar Saren mentioned, which is called the Indigo Parrot. It's not very far from where Saren was standing, and when we enter, we immediately head towards the wardrobe and put on a disguise using a magical makeup. Now we look like a waitress working at this bar. Let's go ahead and meet Saren's informant. We see a waiter standing next to a table, and when we approach him, he asks, "How can I help you?" We tell him the password, Sword of Justice, to let him know that we're working with Saren. See that lady in that dress over there? Her accent doesn't sound like she's from Prontera. Furthermore, she keeps asking for foreign cocktails. You need to talk to her and find out as much about her as possible, as well as try to inquire about the mask. We say, "Roger that." Isn't this exciting? We've just graduated from the Novice Academy and changed into our first job, and now we're part of a secret operation. We walk over to the lady dressed in a royal attire, who then greets us with, "Are you offering to buy me a drink?" A shy adventurer. How cute. I haven't seen such a gawky face in a long time. Well, since you're so cute, I'll answer one question. I can even share my secrets if you want. I'm not sure I'm comfortable talking to this flirty foreign lady whom we just met. But we have to help Saren and our friend Lucy, so we can ask her, "Do you know about the White Mask?" Or tell her, "You don't seem like you're from Rune Midgards." When we tell her that she does look foreign, she seems surprised. "Whoa, I'm wearing Rune Midgard civilian clothing, and you could still tell who I am?" "Tell me about the White Mask," we say. White masks? You've come to the right person. In my homeland of Arunafelds, the White Mask symbolizes lifelong devotion to the great goddess Freya. It is the mark of the temple's devotees. We can either ask if she is a White Mask, or we can ask, why did the White Masks come to Rune Midgards? As if taken aback by our question, she says, "Ha! Are you so interested in Arunafelds? Or in me? How about this? Come closer and I'll whisper it, just for you to hear." Oh, this is getting creepy. We can either draw closer to her, or we can just say, "No, it's too dangerous." I don't like getting close to a stranger, but since we really have to know what's going on here, we decide to draw closer to her. An exotic fragrance drifts across. She says, "You're such an obedient little cat. I don't like your outfit though, it doesn't suit you." How dare she insult this beautiful disguise? Anyway, if you're willing to strike a romantic pose with me in the outfit you were in before, I will give you a surprise gift as my token of appreciation. What do you say? We don't want to give up our identity just yet, but I don't think we have any choice here, so we agree reluctantly. We take off our disguise to reveal our job-exclusive clothing, and we walk closer to her so that we can connect. We do a really cute heart pose, which I think she likes. I'm not sure if this is a sign of friendship in her culture, but it's pretty harmless. She says, "It's nice to meet you tonight. This is a little present from me." And we accept her gift. The foreigner says, "I hope you'll like it." Here, we can choose between 3 headgear: a circlet, a ribbon, and a big ribbon. I really love how the big ribbon looks in Ragnarok Online, so I'm choosing that. After choosing a gift, the foreign lady says, "So, do you like it? It is my personal treasure." We can either tell her that we like it or that we don't. And when we tell her that we do, she laughs. I could tell that you have good taste. Now is the right time to get to the point, so we say, "The question I asked," to which she replies, "Shh, I'm in the mood for a drink. If I could have a pink lady cocktail right now, I might just tell you everything I know." We can either agree or refuse this, but since we really won't learn anything if we refuse to help her, we have no choice but to agree. She says, "Don't keep me waiting. We don't have the word patience in the Runefelds." And then we console ourselves by whispering, "I'm just doing this for the information." We walk up to the barrels next to the bar and we take her cocktail. We head back to the foreign lady who asks, "Where's my pink lady?" After giving her the cocktail, she takes a drink and says, "Oh, delicious." We remind her about what we were discussing earlier and say, "About the white masks." You mean the underground bazaar? The white masks usually operate there because it's where the Assassin Guild is. Now let's talk about something more interesting. We can either politely excuse ourselves and say, "Sorry, I have to go," or keep bugging her about the white masks, or compliment her and say, "You're so beautiful." Regardless of our response, this happens. I didn't expect I would come out on top and become the best dancer on the stage. I saw passion burning in the eyes of the foreign audience. I believe that this is only the beginning. She deliberately whispered in my ear, "I saw many people wearing a white mask appear in the underground bazaar." I realized I should go looking for the white mask in the underground bazaar, so I pretended to be sick and said goodbye to the confused female guest. It seems like we had forgotten our task, but it's a good thing that the foreign lady reminded us that we have a job to do. We take one final look at the dance floor and bust a few moves before leaving the Indigo Parrot. But when we got out...
Run away! The fire is coming!
Hang in there! I'll take you out of here!
My leg!
Everyone stay calm. Don't panic. Stand in line.
Huh? What's happening? We run towards Saren to ask him about all the commotion. He says, "The fire at the underground bazaar tied up too many of our knights and soldiers. They were sapped of energy, and that gave the enemy an opportunity. Missing adventurers, the fire at the underground bazaar, and now the monster threatened Prontera. I can't help but feel something major is about to happen, and I felt it again just now. That is, when you were investigating in the pub, there was a big fire at the underground bazaar." We say, "What a coincidence." He asks, "Coincidence? You mean to say that the clue you discovered is connected to the underground bazaar?" And we tell him about what the foreign lady told us at the bar, that the white masks are there. At the underground bazaar? On the surface, it appears to be a market, but it is actually an intelligence base of the Assassin Guild. If this has something to do with the Assassin Guild, that's trouble for us. The Assassin Guild has royal immunity in Rune Midgards. Saren frowns. Curses. There's something strange about this fire. Why would there be a fire when you just found a clue? But this may be proof we're looking in the right direction. We ask him, "Can you go in and investigate?" However, he replies with, "Pardon me for speaking my mind. The sudden fire is far more urgent than the white mask. We should deal with it first. I hope you can understand. However, I like the aura you give off. I consider you my friend and I'll help you with anything you need in the future," Saren says. Then he bids us farewell. "Take care. I'll let you know the moment I hear anything about the white mask." We ask him, "What should we do now?" He tells us that the path ahead is blocked off. Talk to the knight over there. He will make arrangements for you to reach the Eden group. Then, the screen fades to black. The sudden fire disrupted the knights' party plan. The investigation for that mask was also halted due to the fire. Though every water wizard worked together to put out the fire, the entire underground market was burnt to ruins. It didn't take long for the bards to make a song about this event. If there is a flower in this world that blossoms only one time, it is Prontera, the crimson flower in the night. And the first chapter of our long journey ends here. But we are left with so many questions. What happened to Lucy, our newfound friend? Who was the woman in white robes who took the mask from the Z-Gang? Could the white masked men and the woman in white robes be working together? Were they the ones responsible for the fire at the underground bazaar of Prontera? We hope to get some answers in the next chapter of Ragnarok Origin's main story quests. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on the bell notification icon below to be notified the next time we upload a video. Thank you so much for watching and see you on the next one.